continuing working on that upper core, saving our legs for running and cycling and swimming, and really focusing on upper body and upper core strength. So today I'm going to be using a Bosu. And if you don't have a Bosu, I'm going to show you a couple of different things that hopefully you do have laying around your house that you can use instead. So what I'll do is kind of show you the adaptations first and then take you through the workout. It's going to be a lot of fun. I keep kind of going back and forth. Do I want to add this in? Do we want to do that? I'm trying not to make this super long, but I really like a decent upper body workout for you at the same time. So again, something you don't have to spend hours doing, probably not even going to hit 20 minutes at this point with the exercises that I've kind of narrowed it down to, but you're going to get everything basically from hips all the way through your shoulders. And one of the exercises does use your legs just a little tiny bit, but not a whole lot. All right, so first of all, I said we're using a Bosu, and we will be using the Bosu like this, but we'll also be using it upside down. So your alternatives, if you don't have a Bosu, you can find, so I've tried these out with a mat, and then I also had, I don't know if you have like textbooks laying around your house, like, you know, the old fashioned, like your book is this big and like this thick, and if you've got several of those and you can stack them up to be fairly close to this height, that would also work. Or yoga blocks is another option. But all of that aside, if you have a mat that you can roll up and maybe drape a couple of towels or blankets over it just to add a little bit of height and a little bit more instability, that would also work. What you'll do is you'll just set it down. For the first exercise, you'll set it down like this because we're going to be going up and over. And for the other subsequent exercises, you'll put it this way. You're going to be draping yourself over it. So that's your option if you don't have the Bosu. Now, when we flip the Bosu over, we're going for some instability. So we will be using the Bosu like this, where it's nice and unstable. And again, if you don't have a Bosu, that's fine. Hopefully you have a ball of some sort in your house. And I did test this out, so I'm going to show you really quick what I've done here, just so you feel a little more comfortable, like you're not going to kill yourself on it. So you take the ball, and this is just a standard kick ball that's actually a little bit flattened, so that probably helps a little bit too. And any board will do. Once again, if you don't have a board, a textbook, a big book, that will work. I'm using a skateboard because it just happened to be down here. So you'll put it here to create that unstable surface. And then the way I'm holding this, because the skateboard is kind of right by the wheels, and you're going to bring yourself up. And the idea for this is you'll end up finding that balance. So see how I'm a little unstable, just as if I was on a Bosu. Okay, so that's what you're going to be going for. So you're going to need a ball and some kind of board that you can hold onto. All right, if you don't have a Bosu and you don't have a ball, board, and a mat, book, something like that, then you're going to be kind of on your own coming up with creative ways to do this workout. But hopefully that's enough options to give you. All right, so now you know what you need. Let's get started. So most everything we're going to do, the Bosu will be like this, but we do take a minute to flip it over later. So start with your Bosu here or your mat laid out, and we're going to come up on top right here. This is our starting position, nice strong plank position. So whereas I said this is upper body, in a plank you do use your thighs, so keep those tight as well. Remember, at any point in time here becomes more of a tent or a tabletop, and you're putting extra strain on your shoulders as well as taking out that work for your abs. Keep it in that plank position. Okay, we're starting with 10 push-ups, but not up here. You'll take one hand on top and one hand down. So if you're using your rolled up mat, you've got one hand on the mat, one hand on the ground. Give me one push-up. Walk it over to the other side. One push-up. So you'll notice as I'm walking back and forth, I'm trying to keep my body as flat as possible in that plank position. All right. We're going to 10 total. The other thing is I have had clients ask me, can I just do all 5 on one side and 5 on the other? Yes, but if you're doing this with me right now, you'll notice as you're going back and forth, it's taking a lot of effort to stay as you walk back and forth. 8. So if you're going to do 5 on one side, you're missing out on this core work as you move back and forth. This should be our last one. All right, walk it back up to finish. And that was it for round 1. Now, I'm going to pull this over so you can see a little better what I'm doing. Bosu stays this way. With your mat, you'll put your mat long ways or horizontal to you, I guess. Drape yourself over it. You want about just below your ribs, above your hips to be on top, okay? Your feet can be just kind of relaxed behind you if you want. You can keep them up, whatever's going to help you out. We're doing super people from here. We're going to do 12 of them. So you'll reach out. First of all, I like you to do a really nice stretch right away. Then pull those shoulder blades and elbows back. As you lift up, tighten everything on the back side of your body and stretch it back out. Once again, 12 of these. 2, 3, 4. Now, if you want, you can add some light weights or you can add a band. Either of those are going to help make this exercise a little bit harder, a little bit more effective. 9, I think. 10, we've got 2 more. 1 more. And of course, if you want to rest and hold some of those, it's not really a rest, but I've looked over and started moving. Release that. All right. Last thing before we flip this over, shove it back out. Hands go on top. And so once again, you can either take your skateboard and your ball or keep that horizontal. You just want your hands up. And this is just kind of a shake it out 10 push-ups. Much easier than the first round. So 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Drop it down. Okay. I said that was the last thing before we flip it over. So we're going to go ahead and flip it over, even though we could go into the next thing there. All right. Now, this again is where you've got your board on top of your ball, if you need that. This is the one that really should target those thighs more than any other one we do. I'm just going to start by bringing myself up into a plank. What I was going to do originally was push-ups up here. And if you want to flip that Bosu over and hit those 10 push-ups here, that's fine. But what I thought then would be more fun is to do a little bit of swim streamline work. So look at your feet, make sure they're relatively close together. Then drop one hand off to the side. Look at your body alignment. Everything, hips and shoulders, should be moving at the same time. Bring it back to center, take it off to the other side. Woo! I smushed my finger. Bring it back to center. Take it off to the other side. So what I want you to be thinking about is when you're swimming and you're doing that freestyle stroke and you reach one hand up, your hips and your shoulders all rotate as one. If you find that your hips stay down, facing the bottom of the pool or the bottom of the lake, and your shoulders move, that is a less efficient stroke that actually hinders your progress. I'm trying to count and talk at the same time, and I honestly have completely lost track. So we're doing this because we're working on that streamline position from toes to head, keeping it straight. But we're also getting some nice strong core work. It's better than just holding a plank because you get to feel yourself going side to side. My whole goal was to go side to side 12 times. I feel like that might be 10, but I don't know. Or actually it should be an odd number. So let's do one more each side. And about this point, you might be feeling your arms saying, I'm shaking. All right, beautiful. Drop it down. We have 2 more exercises to go. Once again, we're going to do 12 of these. So it's back this way. So for this one, you're back to that, the mat rolled out, and you're going to put yourself over it. My hip is kind of just below the center of the Bosu. Work your way around till you feel nice and comfortable on there, and then just sort of stretch yourself out and feel that nice long stretch. No, we're not stretching. We're going to work those obliques, but this is just nice to pause that stretch. Several ways you can do this. I just like to take my arms out of it all together. So as I come up, I'm just going to lift and bring it back down. Bring it up and back down. Now, if you want to add those arms, oh God, to make it harder, you can. Or keep those arms in, a little bit easier. 5. What you don't want to do is this. Because that was a nice single arm push-up. I'm not even going to count that. So there's 6. 5, count down now, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And again, before you switch sides, maybe stretch that out. Feels so good. All right, I'm just gonna move everything over to switch sides. You can just roll over to the other side. Just didn't really feel like y'all need to stare at my butt today. So same positioning on this side. Hip bone kind of just below the top of the Bosu. Find your most comfortable if you're on a mat or a Bosu. Start with that stretch to make sure that you're nice and centered on the Bosu and bring it up. We're doing 12. Woo! 2, except I'm falling over. 3, 4, 5. I feel like I should do one hard one so I'm even. Oh, it's so much harder. 5 more. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Stretch it out. Enjoy that stretch. Now the goal of this, depending on your time, is at minimum to do this whole set twice. I would say a better goal would be to do it 3 times. Really probably don't need to do it more than that. If you're hitting 3 times through and it's super easy and you're not feeling anything the next day, bump it from the 10 and 12 reps we did to 12 and 15 reps, okay? Or maybe 16 reps. And I would say if you're hitting 16 reps for the things we did 12 of and it's super easy, add some weight. Like I said, on those super people, grab some weights, grab a band, add that in. If you have, let's see, for the push-ups, you could always find something to balance on your back, which would be a little hard on your side to sides, but you could do that. And when you're doing that swimmer's rotation, really slow that down. That's the way to make that harder, is slow it down and take your time going side to side. And again, focus, shoulders and hips should be in line the whole time. So your whole body goes side to side. You're not keeping those hips and just moving here. Okay, that's the goal of that. All right. So after 2-3 rounds of this, you should be feeling really nice and strong in your core. Go out, hit the running trails, hit the bike, what have you, whatever else you're doing for the rest of the day. Go back to work. Just enjoy the rest of your day and know that you got a strong, nice upper core workout. All right, thanks so much for tuning in. I will see you guys in a week again or so. And have fun, stay strong, and be safe. Bye.